Yes, guys, what's going on? Adam McCullough here for Full Time Devils. Hope you guys are all doing well on this Tuesday evening, or it might be afternoon, morning, wherever you are at. We're here though. It's 8 p.m. UK time, and it's time for us to go through the latest Manchester United transfer rumours that are circulating around the football world today. We're going to get stuck into them very, very soon, guys. So thank you for joining us for that. Before we get stuck in, though, if anybody out there watching this is celebrating Eid today, Eid Mubarak to you guys. And if you're not, then happy Tuesday. Hope you have a good day. But today we are talking about Paul Pogba because he's been linked with a move away from Manchester United yet again. Yes, he's been linked with a move back to Juventus. He's been linked with a move to Real Madrid. He's been linked with a move to a couple of teams away from Manchester United this summer. And I'm not surprised that he's been linked with a move, to be honest. Whether he leaves or not is another story. But seeing Paul Pogba linked with a move away isn't surprising to me. Because he's a player that should be playing for a team that's a lot better. Now, the size of Manchester United, he should be at a club as big as ours. But let's face facts, since he joined Manchester United, he's been sold an absolute dream. The board haven't delivered on, I'm sure, promises they made him in terms of turning this side into a Champions League challenging and a Premier League challenging team. And if he was to leave for a Juventus or a Real Madrid, it wouldn't surprise me at all. And it wouldn't bother me at all either. So it would bother me in the sense that we're losing one of our best players, if not our best players. But I would understand Pogba's decision, because if I was him, I'd probably make that decision. Anyway, what's the rumours? Where have they come from? Are they true? I hear you ask. Wow, let's get stuck into them. The Guardian today are going with Juventus making contact with Manchester United to see whether they would consider selling Paul Pogba this summer. The Serie A champions are keen to sign a world-class midfielder before next season starts, and we're looking at Sergej Milinkovic-Savic. And this for me is where the problem comes. This for me is where the problem comes. These guys didn't want to get Sergej Milinkovic-Savic because of the money that he was, the peas that he could have went for. And now they want Paul Pogba, a player that I've put in here on the graphic as £100 million plus player. He has to be over 100 mil if we're selling him. When you look at the prices Coutinho, Ousmane Dembele, etc. went for, he's just on the back of statistically his best season. He's won the World Cup since he left Juventus. We need over 100 million if we're selling him. And for that reason, I can't see Juventus even having a sniff. If they can't afford a 90 million euro Sergej Milinkovic-Savic, they definitely cannot afford Paul Pogba. Now, Real Madrid may be able to get them P's up to raise the P's to sign Paul Pogba. But when you look at the business that they could do this summer, they're talking about Eden Hazard. They're talking about other top players like that. Paul Pogba isn't going to be going there. They're not going to be signing an Eden Hazard for 100 mil. XYZ and another player for 100 mil. It's just simply not going to happen. So I can see Paul Pogba eventually leaving Manchester United, especially if we don't get our act together and we're not challenging for the big trophies. I don't blame him for that either, but I don't think he's leaving Manchester United this summer. That's the gut feeling that I get. But as I've said before, my gut feeling could be wrong. My gut feeling could be right. But the gut feeling I get is that Paul Pogba is not leaving Manchester United this summer. Oli will either give him the captaincy or give him assurances, that things are going to be moving in the right direction. And then he'll give us another season. If he's still here next season, if we're still in the same place, I'd be thoroughly surprised, because he's a player that should be challenging for the top honours. And I can imagine he looks around and thinks, why aren't we challenging for these honours? Why aren't we going for the Champions League, the Premier League? We should be doing that. A club the stature of Manchester United should be doing that. And we're not. Look, I want Pogba to stay. I want United to succeed. I want us to be great again. And losing Paul Pogba this summer would not allow us to go close. You hear the police coming, because they know it's absolute ridiculous if we let him go. If we let Paul Pogba, one of our best players, go, we're on a hide into nothing. Because not only do we already need a right back, a centre back, a central midfielder, a right winger, and we may need a striker if Lukaku leaves. To then say we need another world-class midfielder. Are you out of your mind? We can't let go of Paul Pogba. But like I say, if I was him, I'd be seriously considering it. He's not appreciated at Manchester United. The team isn't good enough at Manchester United. We're not challenging for the top honours. And players like Pogba, players like De Gea should be doing just that. Guys, what do you think about these rumours? Personally, I don't think he'll end up at Juventus this summer. In fact, I don't think he'll end up at Juventus again because of the simple fact I don't think they'd be able to afford him. But I do think he'll eventually join Real Madrid, and I don't think that's going to be this summer. So I'm kind of relaxed with all these rumours. What do you guys think? Let us know in the comments. Manny says, how was New York? New York was great apart from the result. Pogba has to stay, says Peter. Amar says he's not going to leave. Ailart asked me if I want him to stay. Of course I want him to stay. Finally watching this live, says Dat Boy Joe. Thank you for tuning in. MHD saying Sam Haywood is greater than me. I don't know who Sam Haywood is. Sam Homewood's better than me. But you know what? I'm not bad at my job, to be honest. And I'm better at some things than Sam is. Although he is an amazing guy. Madison rumours are fake. I agree with that as well. I'm not sure where they're coming from. Everyone seems to be linking us with a player left, right and centre. When is Ed Woodward leaving, bro? Hopefully soon. United would be lost if we did a fire sale of our best talents. I totally agree with you. Assad Evil before says Pogba's staying. Come on guys, get hitting that like button as well, as you have been told by MHD. Hussein, where's the technical director? I don't know, we've been waiting for about 7 years, mate. Director of football news, as I said, there isn't any. Yes, Denchman Joe, I love you, mate. Is Delict coming? Says Sanjay. Now, I'm not sure, to be totally honest with you. The silence for me is a good thing though, because I kind of expected him to already have been signed up for Barcelona by now. So the fact that it's all gone quiet, there isn't any noise, he hasn't joined them yet, is good to me. But yeah, who knows what's going to happen with that one. Hopefully United get Delict, but I'm not totally sure about that one. Did I see the Bailey and Rashford thing? I did, but I'm never quite... I was watching this week at Man United with Gaz, and I'm just not sure about it, to be totally honest with you. I'm not sure, like, was it an accident? Did he do it? Does he control it? I don't know. If he did it, it's a bit snide, and it's not like what you like to see. Jake says Delict or Koulibaly. Delict for me. If we're going to be spending close to 100 million on a defender, then I'd go for Delict. Craig says, doesn't seem like there was ever a director of football, more of a mate for Ed to shift the blame. Yeah, something like that. Something like that, Craig. I can't see us signing a director of football in those words anyway. Like we hear about Rio and Darren Fletcher and all these kind of guys getting interviewed for the job. I can imagine someone will come in to help, but I can't see him being given the responsibilities of a director of football. Is Pogba really going to Juve? Says Daniele Camito. I don't think so, mate. These are the rumours at the moment. I don't think so. These rumours, as I said, you've got to ask yourself, why are these rumours out there? 1, they could be true. 2, they could be rubbish and just made up. 3, someone could have briefed the press for a reason. Could be a club trying to brief the press to get the player aware that there's interest there. It could be the agent briefing the press to get him a new offer or get offers smoked out from other clubs. There could be a number of reasons why. So, yeah. Someone is quoting me as saying that I said we should sell out for instant success. When the hell did I ever say that? Now that's a lie. I've never said that. If Pogba goes, we must get 2 midfielders in, says Cleed. I think we already need 2 midfielders at the moment. So if Pogba goes, we need 2 midfielders and then a super duper good midfielder on top. It's mad. Adam, next season for Full-Time Devils, you should do more interviews with ex-United players. Bro! First of all, this is a fan channel, so ultimately we're here for fan opinion. But second of all, have you not seen the grind that we've been on? Bro, I've interviewed Wes Brown this year, Ryan Giggs this year. I was in the tunnel at the treble reunion speaking to loads of treble winners. You mentioned Gary Neville, he was on that. We did Cantona last year. We did Jesse Lingard earlier on in the year. We get player interviews now. They don't come along as often as we would like, but we do get player interviews. And there's a playlist on Full-Time Devils that is dedicated to player interviews. So feel free to go and check them out. We've had Juan Mata in the past, Eric Cantona, Ryan Giggs, Wes Brown, Gary Neville's appeared somewhere, etc., etc. Oh, right, yeah. You said Mourinho for instant success, no matter it. Yeah, I did say that. Yeah, we were all wrong about that, weren't we? I wasn't the only one that said it, and I'm happy to admit when I was wrong. This is the thing, being football fans, we're always going to be wrong, and there's a lot of reasons for that. First of all, yeah, like, we're just fans. We don't know everything. Like, I could be sat here saying, I don't think Paul Pogba is going to leave this summer, but Paul Pogba could have just been, handing in a transfer request for all I know. We don't actually know anything. We're just guessing and trying to figure out and give our opinion based on what we see and what we hear and what we read. And that's what I do. If I'm wrong, I'm fine. I'm fine with being wrong. People get things wrong. I remember my dad saying to me, Ronaldo was never going to make it in his first season. And then look what happened. If you ask me, my dad now about Ronaldo, he says he's the best player he's ever seen. So, opinions change, things change, you get things wrong, that's life. I once sang, we will stand by David Moyes. That didn't last long either. I once sang Jose Mourinho's name. That didn't last long either. I sang Van Gaal's name. But the facts are, they all deserve to get sacked. So, that's being a football fan, lads and ladies. It's all about being a football fan. I've just ate a load of birthday cake. I look like House of Nass at BMW Racing. Happy birthday, it's your birthday. You talk down on people who don't go to games and people who don't share your opinion. One, I don't talk down to people who don't go to games. And I don't care if people don't share my opinion. That's life. In terms of going to games, bro, people are broke. They can't go to every game. That's fine. I don't really care, innit? Just means I can get a ticket. If every United fan wanted to go to every game all the time, we wouldn't all get tickets. I have a gut feeling that De Ligt will join United, says King Vic. Wan-Bissaka news. There is no Wan-Bissaka news at the moment. And I just typed in his name on Google to see if there was any news. But I typed in a definitely different word than Wan. There's been some reports we're targeting new right backs because we're fed up of waiting around for Wan-Bissaka. Which, you know what? That would be quite positive because I'm fed up of United dilly-dallying around looking for players that, aren't going to come. If we're struggling to get a player, stop dilly-dallying and look for someone else. Peter, I love you, mate. What's up, friends of odd kind? Donnarumma replacement for De Gea, says Elliot. He's a very, very talented goalkeeper. Whether he'll become ours, I'm not too sure. Craig, it's all good, bro. We got Kevin Ashford, aka Vancam, in the comments. Adrian Rabiot. Yes, Dan B, you know it, mate. It was an accident. Rabiot is an interesting one. Available on a free. Interesting. I would take him on a free. I know he's, question marks over his temperament and all that, but I'd take him on a free. Dean Henderson good enough to replace De Gea? Not yet. But maybe soon in the future. I also like Joel Pereira. I'd like to see Joel Pereira get some games for a first team somewhere. He did well at, was it Belenenses he went to last year? I might have got the Portuguese team he went to wrong, but he did well in Portugal. for his short loan spell. Then he had to come back. So yeah, I'm hoping that, you know, Joel Pereira, Dean Henderson keep their development going, keep improving, because if that time does come where we need to get rid of David De Gea, or David De Gea leaves, then at least they'll be there. What are your top 6 targets for this summer, says Ankit. I think I'll make that my last question that I answer today. If I could sign 6 players this summer, I'd sign Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Matthijs de Ligt, Ruben Neves, Adrian Rabiot, Jadon Sancho, and a striker if Lukaku left. And I think that would be possible, because you hear about Wan-Bissaka 50 million, De Ligt around 80 million, that's 130. Rabiot on a free, that's still 130. Ruben Neves, I know probably unlikely, but if we got him, I'd imagine 40-50 million, so that's 180 for 4 players, 4 pretty good players. Jadon Sancho is probably not going to happen, but that would end up pushing it to like 250s, 280s. If you recoup some money back on some players, you're looking at around 250 spent, 240 spent. You get rid of Lukaku, potentially 70 million back, that's 170 spent, and then you invest in a striker, could leave our spending at around 250, and it wouldn't be a bad choice of players brought in. So yeah. Can Greenwood work as a pair with Rashford, says GLYC. Now it's interesting because we need to give Rashford time to develop, so we can't rely on having 2 of our first choice strikers as players that aren't at their peak yet, or are going to be inconsistent, or, you know, are going to be not at the full level yet. I can understand 1, but more than 1 doesn't make sense to me. So yeah, I want a centre back really badly as well, Paul. I mean, Matthijs de Ligt is the one that is there that everyone wants, but if we can't get him, Alderweireld, Maguire, we need to be looking at them. Koulibaly looks like someone that's not coming, because the figure there is too much for him. Napoli are going to play hardball. They don't really need to sell him. I think he's just signed a contract recently as well, so it's all in the air. But I'd say if we can't get De Ligt, target one of those Premier League centre halves that I just mentioned. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching Full Time Devils. This has been MUFC Transfer Daily. I appreciate every single last one of you. Make sure you're keeping it locked for much more content coming your way. We'll be back with another MUFC Transfer Daily tomorrow. Until then, I've been Adam McCullough. You guys have been legends, and I'm out of here.